Welcome to a travel day vlog. We are almost entirely ready to leave. The itinerary for today, I'm starting in Malaga, Spain. I'm flying to Amsterdam for a layover, a kind of long overnight layover, but not quite long enough to like leave and do anything. It's gonna be 7 hours from like midnight to 7 a.m. pretty much is that layover. And then from Amsterdam to Atlanta finally. So altogether, it's about 24 hours of traveling. And honestly, I wanted to make this travel vlog, one, because I feel like usually travel days themselves, I'll just like put into a little montage in a clip of where I'm like going. And the travel day itself is gonna be a whole 24 hours of my life that I'm doing alone. And I feel like traveling, I don't know, we're gonna try to make the best of it. I think unexpected things happen, hopefully not, like knock on wood. That's my alarm. That kind of just terrified me. That was my alarm for like if I was gonna be napping to wake up by now and start getting ready, but then I got antsy and just got ready instead. Knock on wood, nothing unexpected happens, but I mean, travel days are just fun. I like watching these. And then also, just like to throw it all out there in the beginning so we can be on the same page, I feel like long travel days, whenever you're headed somewhere, you have that like anticipation of like, oh, I just wanna be there. Like we got this fun trip ahead of us. I'm so excited. And then travel days on the way back home that are just as long are awful because like you're sad that your trip is over, I feel like usually, and you have like real life waiting for you, but also you don't really want to spend like 24 hours having to get back to real life, even though you have to do that. So this video, we're gonna be making the best of it and just like taking you absolutely along on everything. I am gonna be like so early to the airport because this I wouldn't recommend either. I had my two sisters here with me. One of them left like a day and a half ago and the other one left this morning, just like with how our travel schedules worked out. And then my flight option was going to be tomorrow morning, but I was able to switch it to tonight, which was this whole to-do, which we can definitely talk about if there's time today, which I'm assuming there probably will be during our crazy long layover. Whole to-do switching the flight, but now my flight's at 8:25 p.m. tonight, which I am very glad that I was able to do that. But that meant this whole day I just like spent by myself, which sometimes can be really fun, except that like I'm coming off this great week with my sisters and like we're all here together and having so much fun here together, and now I'm just like here by myself and I'm like, well, this kind of stinks. Like let's just get our show on the road. I have most everything ready though. I messaged our Airbnb host because technically my reservation goes until tomorrow. Like I'm checking out tomorrow, but my flight's tonight. So I paid for this night. We're still like here tonight, but I'm actually leaving now. And I asked if there was any like checkout instructions and he hasn't answered. And so I think I'm just gonna like assume and do the best I can. Like everything's picked up. I've consolidated trash. I put towels in the laundry in case they want that. And then like beds can be ready for them to strip when they get here. I swept just because I had nothing to do. I can't imagine they require that of me. I think I'm gonna take my hair down for travel day actually. I'll show you the luggage I'm bringing. I'll show you my travel outfit. And then, I mean, pretty soon we'll be within time that it's acceptable for me to call an Uber and actually go to the airport. Like I said, this part I'm running very early for because I've just been ready to get this show on the road. For luggage, this is the checked duffel that I'm bringing. It's actually Zach's and I kind of like decorated it because I'm always scared someone's gonna grab my suitcase and just like thinking it's theirs. But that's the checked duffel, and because I could fit pretty much everything in there, my only other piece that I'm bringing is a personal item. I mean, slash carry-on, but it'll go at my feet. And in here, we just have the basics. We have snacks, chapstick, got both my passport and my wallet, which I keep checking and making sure they're in there. Hair ties. These are my only liquids I'm bringing back with me, just because everything else can go in the checked baggage, and that's okay. But just have hand sanitizer, my toothbrush, little perfume, and toothpaste for the overnight flight. I have my Kindle in here. I have my water bottle, as you can see, which I'll fill up when I get back to the airport. And then I have a bag in here that is what I put my camera in. And once I put my camera in there and switch to phone, then I'll put this in here. I didn't want to wear it because it's hot out, but I want to have it for the flight and for the airport and for the layover, just in case it gets a little chilly. Those are my Airbnb keys, which I'll leave in the lockbox outside once I get to that point. I've got my phone over there and then my AirPods charging here. So I have the AirPods, obviously, and then also have the converter here, just letting them get a little more juice before we leave. I did my best equivalent to an everything shower with using only what I have here in Spain with me, but I just showered, just put on fresh clothes, put on lotion, put on deodorant. Like I'm trying to set myself up smelling the best I can before this 24 hours traveling. Little travel outfit. I'm wearing all of the jewelry I brought just because that's easier than packing it anywhere. Lululemon leggings. I have regular socks on now, but I'm packing compression socks to change into for the long flight tomorrow. Just a little pink top that's from Stradivarius that I got in Colombia last year. I was just gonna wear a long line sports bra and these leggings, but I figured if I have this clean top, I might as well wear it. It's not gonna change too much for me. And then I'm wearing these cheap little Adidas. My flight's gotten delayed like 35 minutes or so, and so I sat down to have a sandwich. I'm waiting for the gate, and once I get the gate, I think I go through border control then at that time. But I still have a lot of time. My sandwich was good. I got here earlier than the check-in desk was checking in bags, and so I like stood for a while at the check-in desk. But then once I checked in, security took basically no time at all. So we're doing pretty smooth so far, despite the delay. But the delay will just mean that I have like a 7-hour layover instead of an 8-hour layover. So we're still going to be so fine for time as far as that goes. 30 minutes till boarding, and I have a terminal but not a gate yet. So I've just been walking little airport laps and listening to an audiobook. Went to the bathroom just now and have about 30 more minutes to kill. My coffee, which you're now propped up on. My original plan was that I would stay awake through this layover and then just sleep through the flight, because I thought that would be good, like getting back on an Atlanta schedule kind of. It is so dead in here. There's just like sporadically random people passed out asleep. It is so quiet. I don't know if I'll be able to really stay up the whole time. I'm not sure, but I did get the coffee. And now I'm kind of wandering. I do need to get water. That was my other plan of business. I had to go through passport control. I kind of felt lost. I wasn't sure where I needed to be, but I see my gate. There are also like mice running around, and I'm sure that they're probably just confused why I'm here, because it's like their time to shine right now. But like I see one right now crossing the floor, and that kind of weirds me out too, to like sleep. Weird vibes. I've never been like at an airport overnight like this where I'm staying, but we'll figure things out. I finally got water. The first vending machine tried to not give it to me. This one did. I was looking for kind of a trifecta whenever I was looking for my spot. And here we got outlets, we got the bathroom right there, and it's like semi-comfortable. It's fine. Okay, I got my setup. There's truly no one around. It is like silent. I fear if I go to sleep, I'm gonna get eaten by a little mouse, but I think what my working plan is to stay up until like 3 or so, take a nap, and we'll kind of go from there. Why I don't want to sleep now is because like I'm going back to work in 36 hours, and I don't just want to be like so messed up. And right now it's like 4 p.m. in Atlanta. So that's kind of why I'm trying to wait, and then also because a 9.5-hour flight is a lot more doable if you're able to like sleep some of the time away, and I want to be able to do that. It's like, since it's so quiet, any little sound, I'm like, what is that? Who is around? But I did want to tell you, if you remember me saying how like changing my flights was, I don't remember how I described it, but I originally was going to be flying out of Malaga at 6:55 a.m. tomorrow, which is a very early flight and also would put me at like 24 hours just like by myself in Malaga, and I didn't really want to do that. And then my transfer was through Paris airport and it was kind of short, which made me a little bit nervous. And so I was like, let me look at Delta. And I was doing this like 4 days ago, 4 days in advance. I was like, let me look at Delta and see if there's any good like flight change opportunities. I didn't think there would be, but I figured I would just check. So I go to the Delta app and I see this like current itinerary that I'm on of leaving earlier, coming to Amsterdam, doing like a long layover here overnight, and then getting home to Atlanta sooner, which just sounded a lot better to me. And the fare difference was only $2.60. And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me do that. Let me pay $2 for this new itinerary. So I was like going on the app and trying to change flights just like normally as you can usually do by yourself. And it would get to the point where it would like charge me, like it would send it to my card and I was having pending charges show up, but then it would fail and it wouldn't let me do it. And I like tried different cards. I like tried on the app and on the website and it kept failing. So I was like, this is weird. And so I called the like Delta customer service support line and got transferred to like messaging, which was totally fine. The first person that I messaged with was like, this is so weird, but you're right that like you should be able to just change it on the app easy. Like, sorry that this is taking you longer and you're having to go through the extra effort. And she tried to like manually change me into this itinerary and it was failing for her too. So she like got her team lead and then it was failing for her team lead as well. So she was like, let me send you to like the desk above us because I don't know why it's failing. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. Sounds good. She was like so friendly and helpful. And also then at that point it had been like an hour of like trying myself and messaging to like change flights in a way that should be easy. Like I wasn't like trying to ask for something extra. I was just like trying to change the flight multiple days in advance. And so I get transferred to this other desk and it was like the worst customer service experience that I think I've ever had. Thank goodness it was like virtual, but she was taking forever to respond. It ended up taking like 3 hours total. She was so rude to me and like kept being like, there's nothing I can do. And then eventually she was like, actually the fare difference is $350 if you want me to put you in that flight. And I was like, why would it be $350 if on the website it says that it's $2.60? And she was like, well, I don't know why delta.com says that, but like this is through one of our partner airlines, so we have no possible way of honoring that fare. And I wasn't like trying to ask for a discount or anything. I was like, it literally just says that's what the price is, so like why would it be $350? And she kept being like, there's nothing I can do for you. She was like, if I were to put you in this flight, then they would just deny your boarding at the door because you didn't pay the correct fare, is like what she said in the message. And then eventually she was just like, I'm just gonna leave you in your original itinerary. If you need anything else, like feel free to message delta.com again. And then she goes, please complete the survey at the end of this interaction. I strive for 5 stars, which just rubbed me such the wrong way because I was like, how are you gonna tell me you're doing nothing? I'm not trying to get you to do like something extra. I'm just trying to change my flight in a way that I can do it. And then say, like, give me 5 stars essentially. So I asked to go to the person above her, like put my little Karen hat on, asked to go to the person above her, and she was like, no one can help you with this. And I was like, thank you. Well, I would like to talk to a supervisor, please. It really was my little Karen hat. And she was like, I can transfer your chat to my supervisor so that he can explain to you the same thing, that no one can help you with this. And I was like, okay, thank you. Can I just like talk to him then, please? And so I waited another like 15 minutes before getting transferred to her supervisor, who just immediately like fixed it. Like, honor the fare that it says on Delta's website. Like, I didn't make up the fare difference. It literally says it on Delta's website. He was like, yeah, let me issue that ticket, like switch you over there. Sorry that this has taken so long, and like sorry that you weren't able to do it yourself on the app or website. And I was like, thank you, sir. But I was so annoyed at the like middle person in there, and whenever it did ask me to do the little customer survey, I wrote a little paragraph explaining what happened and how unhelpful and inefficient it was. And then I got a call like from someone with Delta the next day and to give like a personal apology for my bad experience, which then I was like, oh, like it wasn't that deep, but also it did take me a really long time to do something that should not take me that long to do. So they gave me some like little bonus miles in my account to make up for it. But so all day today when I was sitting in Malaga, I was like, well, at least I'm on the flight tonight. Like, with everything I had to do to get the flight tonight. At least I'm on the flight tonight. And now as I'm sitting here in this empty airport, I'm like, well, at least I'm here. No one denied me boarding. It was just such a silly thing to say. I feel like, how do you be like an airline customer service agent and be like, if I were to do what you're asking me to do, they would deny you boarding. When like what I'm asking you to do is like have a ticket. Like put me on a flight. Landed in Atlanta, got in my bag, and I'm just waiting for Zach to pick me up now.